You already turned it on, didn't you? Okay. Hi, I'm Kylie O'Brien. Today we're going to be talking about a way to improve communication here at the Ridge Group Home. We all recognize that autism is a complicated disorder, and that of late we've really been struggling with getting the consumers to communicate in a more positive, appropriate manner. Problem behaviors are on the rise. Our supervisor Julie informed me that our behavior tracking software shows that problem behaviors have nearly doubled in the last 6 months. Doubled. Staff is exhausted. Consumers are who knows what because we're having trouble communicating with them. It's definitely time for us to try a new method to address our communication problems. Just last night, Addie dumped out her juice because apparently she doesn't like Hawaiian punch and threw her glass across the dining room. Staff were unable to discern what Addie wanted until the behavior escalated to the point that it was obvious. She didn't want her juice. The Institute of Neurological Disorders defines autism spectrum disorder as a range of complex neurodevelopmental disorders characterized by social impairments, communication difficulties, and restricted, repetitive, and stereotyped behaviors. Now, autism has a great deal of impact on our consumers' communication skills. Individuals with autism have trouble understanding social expectations. They don't know how to start a conversation, how to respond to others, or how to adjust behaviors based on unspoken social constructs. Like, we all know that if someone else is talking, you wait your turn because it's the polite thing to do. Someone with autism might not necessarily get that. Individuals with autism also may have trouble coping with changes in routines or new situations. Like with Addie, our new consumer, she's really struggling to adapt to the house, and as a result, she's acting out more, sometimes more than the other consumers. Individuals with autism may be unable to verbalize or appropriately express needs or wants. May have delays in language development. Here at Ridge, almost all of our consumers are nonverbal, and if they do speak to you, it's using 1 to maybe 3 words. How are you? Yes, no, or my new favorite, out. Out. So what I'm proposing us to try as a way to address this communication problem is I talked with the consumer's teacher, and what they do at school in conjunction to the sign language and the smart pads is they use visual supports. I have examples here. So what is a visual support? Dr. Laurel describes visual supports as pictorial, graphic stimuli that enhance comprehension and learning in individuals who may be otherwise struggling with communication. Why are visual supports important? Visual supports help teach social skills. Right here I have an example of that. These are cards that show basic social constructs. So if somebody else is talking and maybe one of the consumers interrupt, there's a card here that says, listen, and shows somebody listening. Visual supports can be used in a large array of social situations. They help to decrease frustration and problem behaviors resulting from communication difficulties. They can decrease anxiety and helps improve coping skills. They help to understand what to expect and what will come next. Visual supports draw attention to important details. They promote appropriate, positive communication. And they help express needs and wants. I printed off a resource for everyone. I hope I gave it out. But this is a toolkit from Autism Speaks, and it gives a whole bunch of examples of different visual supports, how to implement these supports, in what circumstances to use them, what to do if a challenging behavior occurs as a result of a support, and how to overcome that and help the child adjust. Really helpful. I love this idea. It's great. Some examples of visual supports are a first and then board. A first and then board is a visual display of something the individual prefers that will happen after completing a task that is less preferred. So Jack loves to ride his bike, but hates to wear his helmet. It's like pulling teeth to get him to put that thing on. What we could do is create a first and then board for him. It would have a picture of a boy wearing a helmet, and then a boy riding a bike, so that he'll understand in order to ride the bike, you have to put on the helmet first. Another example of a visual support is a visual schedule. A visual representation of what is going to happen throughout the day or within a particular task or activity. This would be really helpful with Addie. When she came from her last home, she really didn't understand the concept of properly using the bathroom. Getting her to wipe is really hard. So what I have here is I created a sample of a visual schedule for toileting. So here it has pictures and directions underneath. I'm going to point it at the camera and explain. Pull down underwear, toilet, pull toilet paper, wipe bottom, it's very specific, from front to back, put used toilet paper in toilet, pull up underwear, and flush toilet. She also struggles with washing her hands. She'll go through the motions and she'll run her hands under the water and stuff, but she doesn't actually scrub or use soap unless you're there and verbally prompting her. And this is something to help her become more independent. It's a visual schedule for washing your hands. So it has turn on faucet, pump soap, scrub hands, rinse, dry off. Really helpful, hopefully. Another visual support would be using visuals to set boundaries. This be setting parameters using visuals to create boundaries around items or activities to communicate basic expected behaviors, like waiting. The example I have here is I read a blog, and a woman uses for a child to help him understand when not to go into the kitchen. And if this sign was posted, then he had to ask permission. I think this would be a great idea to put on our office door. Right now, the consumers are going into rooms that they shouldn't be. The boiler room, the office, when it's not bedtime. So This is a sign that says, "Stop. You need permission from staff to go here." And the mother who used this for the kitchen, she noticed a 75% decrease in her child's behavior. So it's not an end-all, but it's definitely very helpful. And it's really simple to print this out, laminate it, and post it on a door. This is just a suggestion, and I know it will take time if we choose to implement it. But this is definitely a tool that we can use in conjunction to sign language. I know not every staff member here knows sign language or is familiar with the basic signs that the kids are using to try and communicate, like more. I mean, we all get that, but they use more extensive, like this. I still don't know what this is. I have to look it up every time. And a lot of the kids are becoming lax using their sign language because staff doesn't know what they're saying when they use it. But if we had a visual support, say these small pictures, we could easily put them on a key ring, individualize them for a particular consumer, things that pertain to them, and that consumer can carry them around, or we can carry them around, and use them to clarify things or figure out what their needs or wants. For Addie, we could easily create a picture that says "more juice" or "I don't like that juice." This may not be an end-all, but it's definitely worth a try. And I hope that you'll all be on board. Thank you. And don't forget these. Take them home, just in case. Ed has posted a copy of this on the back of the office door. Thank you.